Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. DBougie86 here again. Yes, guys, I'm finally returned with a huge fucking update. So this update is actually going to be in two parts, just because if you don't know how I record my videos, at the moment I'm recording them on my phone, and with that aspect, space and stuff. So this would be an extremely long video, and it would take up too much space on my actual phone to record in sections, because it's a fucking huge update. So I'm going to do the DVD section first, then jump into the Blu-rays in part 2 of this. So if you enjoy DVDs, this is all going to be DVDs. The next part's going to be Blu-rays. But you're going to get two videos today from me. And yeah, I've been splurging a little bit more than usual. Let's just put it that way. But I did get some prizes and gifts too this month. Actually, the last 2 months. It's been 2 months since I did an update. I'm going to try to do these a little bit more every 2 months than normal, but I kind of wish I did do one because it's a fucking huge update. Just because, it's tax season and all that good shit. But otherwise, let's get right into it. DVDs. Picked up some stuff that I've been wanting, so that's always good. Finally picked up a copy of Science Team. This is the guys who did The Taint. This is their second feature film. Haven't watched it yet. Been wanting to check it out. It's been sitting on the back burner, just because I've been busy and all that shit to actually sit down and watch new movies and experience them. I'm very curious because I heard this has a different feel than The Taint does, so I'm curious on that because I like how directors change it up in that aspect too. So with that being said, yeah, I can't wait to check out Science Team. Awesome shit right there. Next up is the infamous film from 22 Shots History, and that is Mutantis. Yes, I did watch this, and I gotta say, I can see why some of them hated it. It has actors that are very overdubbed, but the dub is so bad that it's what do they actually sound like? You know what I mean? It probably sound better than the actual dubs that they use. It's kind of funny because it is supposed to be this lost exploitation film. It has a very something weird feel to it, but mixed with a little bit of trauma in between that. Dire Wit, they have interesting films in their catalog. I'm curious to pick up more of their films, The 7 Day. It's one I did see that one. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's a very different film than Mutantis was. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It's nothing that this is going to be a love or hate movie. I could see that with a lot of people. It's funny, but it's fucking low budget fun. So Mutantis I picked up. Picked up Outpost Earth. I actually haven't checked this one out yet. This is a Brett Piper film. I enjoy Brett Piper films. He does some awesome stop motion animation for the budgets that he has in his films. Very curious. This one sounds like a science-fi, epic type movie. So, yeah, I'm very curious with that. It looks cool. It has a lot of creatures on the back, so that's always a plus. Next up, I picked up Rock and Roll Space Patrol. Action is a go, yes. Been listening to this podcast I'm going to give a quick shout out to, called No Budget Nightmares. Been going through their back catalog, and they talked about this one on an episode. And yeah, it sounded fun as all hell, and it has interesting aspects to it that I heard from their talk of it. Still haven't checked it out, but fucking looks fun. I do know that some of the stuff that's on the cover doesn't actually happen in the actual movie going into it, so that's always a plus too. So I'm very curious to see how this one goes. So Rock and Roll Space Patrol. Next up, actually Wendy's from I think it was a podcast under the Stairs Raw. Unfortunately, I do own one of these, but it's whatever. I actually talked to my boy Mikey Fish Horror. He actually doesn't have a copy of this, so I'm actually going to be mailing this off to him. I just wanted to show him off that I did get my prizes and stuff from the podcast. But yeah, Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf, I actually do own a copy of this, so Mikey Fish Horror. when I get a chance to get this out to you, buddy, it's going to yours. So, yeah, awesome shit right there. And this one I actually don't own, so I will be checking this one out, and that is Stakeland 2. Actually missed this when it was like first out and stuff. I heard it's not really the greatest sequel to the original Stakeland. But, you know, Stakeland 2 on DVD, I'll be happy with. You know, I didn't pay for it, per se. So that's always a fucking plus. So I will check this one out and enjoy it for what it was, or not enjoy it. I don't know. I still haven't opened it. Might watch the first one again just before I pop that one in. Next in, my good friend Carly actually got me a few things. One of them's in the Blu-ray pile, so you see that in part 2. I'll mention that again, but she got me 2 DVDs also. First up is the Burroughs, which is a Western horror film, which I always dug. You know, I remember watching this back on like FearNet On Demand on like the old school Comcast when FearNet was a thing still. And just getting drawn into it with like its cast. It has like Clancy Brown and like Doug Hutchinson and like supporting roles. And, you know, the actors do really well with the material. It's pretty much, the story of this is like the searchers, but then they throw in like these mutant worm people in the middle of it. And it's cool how they do it, you know. So, yeah, I really enjoy the Burroughs. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Next up that Carly got me, and this is the last of the DVDs that she got me, was The Secret Life, Jeffrey Dahmer's Intervision, wow. Intervision title that I never owned. And, yeah, you know, it's like a low-budget story of the life of Jeffrey Dahmer. I think this came out like a few years when he was in prison. Not really. I actually haven't checked this one out. I heard interesting things on it though. So yeah, I'll be checking that one out. So thank you, Carly, for those. Next up, I picked up from Wicked Pixel Cinema a copy of Savage Harvest. Yes, this is an Eric Stanze film, and as you can see, signed by the man himself, because I actually picked up a Blu-ray from him also of another movie, and I guess he signs them, so that's fucking awesome, you know. I got a signed copy. Started watching this. I have to finish it. Not because I was bored or anything. It was just, you know, I had to go to work, and you know how all that bullshit happens when you throw a movie on and you get sidetracked and have to do some other shit, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna be checking the rest of this one out. I really dug what I was seeing of this. Of course, it's like early, like shot on video style film. And you know, this is a director I'm not really familiar with his work, but you know, I'm very curious to see how he grows as a director also. So I'll be checking out more of his films in the future. So yeah, Savage Harvest by Eric Stanze. Next up from AGFA plus Bleeding Skull put out Ninja Zombie. Yeah, this is one I've been wanting to grab for the longest time. You know, it just sounds like fucking fun. I'm going to be checking this one out way soon, you know, sooner than later. This is one that I'm definitely going to fucking sit down and fucking enjoy, you know. I fucking love that shit. Next up, I actually picked up 2 DVDs. These are like from a company called Trouble Moon Films, which is a Dave Waskovich company. I believe is how you pronounce his last name. You know, like the same thing with like No Budget Nightmares. They did 2 shows on these 2 films, and I've been wanting them, you know. And Dave Waskovich as a director, very interesting filmography. I checked out one of them, and this is the main one that I've been wanting to check out, and that is Suburban Sasquatch. You get this on like a lot of like multi-packs and stuff, like the Pendulum Pictures, I think, put this out on like a multi-pack type deal. But you know, this movie is fucking funny as all hell. Once you see the Sasquatch in this movie, you're gonna fucking die laughing. It is a low budget, very micro budget movie. Has some like weird CGI effects in it, but you know, it didn't, because of the budgetary reasons of it. It was fucking still kind of funny, and you know, for some aspects of it, like even though like the acting is kind of like poor acting, I still believed the characters and like the emotions of their relationships and shit like that, even though it's kind of hokey and cheesy at the same time. because they're in like this supernatural Sasquatch fucking movie too. So, you know, with all that being said, it's a fun ride. If you like these type of movies, you know, I'm not going to recommend this for everyone, but if you do love these type of movies, check out Suburban Sasquatch. You're not going to be fucking bored by it. You know, it's a fucking blast. Fucking funny. And this one is one that I haven't checked out, and that is Fungicide, or Fungicide. Yes. As I listened to the No Budget Nightmares episode on it, uh, it sounds interesting as all hell. It has a lot more CGI than I think Suburban Sasquatch did in it, with some clearly like bad puppetry and bad like fake heads and shit. There's a GIF going around that I've been sending around to people. That's from this movie. Yeah, fucking can't wait to check this one out. Finally, I'm gonna sit down and just get a beer and fucking check this fucking bad boy out. Fungicide, fucking awesome shit right there. Next up is two films that I got in from Artsploitation. Haven't reviewed them yet or checked them out. They do come out on March 5th for regular people, I believe. You know, like the regular audience and shit. So I will be doing reviews of these. The House, which is from the director of Christmas Blood, another Artsploitation release. Like a possession / like Nazi movie? I don't know. We'll see, guys, you know. I do enjoy that it's actually shorter than Christmas Blood, because that movie is way too long for its own good. That's one of my problems I did have with it. It's just way too fucking long. So I'm very curious to see how this one goes, because right now the director is, you know, 0 to 2 for me, but I'm going to be checking this one out. I might enjoy this movie better, because like I always say, I'm never going to be thrown off by a director even if I don't like their film. I'm going to check out other films that they do, just because I might like another one, you know what I mean? It's that type of deal. So yeah, I'm going to check out The House real soon. Might have a review up this coming up in like Monday or Tuesday. This should be out. So yeah, check that one out. And another one, which is, I think this is more of like a crime thriller, like mixed with dark comedy, and that is Do It Yourself. This is actually a film from Greece. I think this is the first Artsploitation title that I got from Greece, and I like Greek cinema in general, like the Nico Makarakis stuff and shit like that. So I'm very curious on this one. So I'll be checking that one out too. Next up, I got a 4-pack of more Brett Piper films. Shakarama Horror Collection, Screaming Dead, Shakarama, Bacterium, and Bite Me. Comes on 3 discs. I've seen Bite Me before. I enjoyed the fuck out of that movie. And Shakarama, I actually own a singular copy of this. So I might be doing something with that in the future. But Screaming Dead and Bacterium, I still have to check out. Like I said, I dig Brett Piper films. There's something about them, even though like some of the aspects of them are not, you know, they don't really have the greatest acting in the world, I'll be honest. But I don't really judge movies on acting per se. As long as I'm entertained and the story is kind of interesting for me, I'm a go, you know what I mean? I'm not like that type that like, because in the horror genre in general, you know, even like some actors that came out of that genre, it wasn't like their greatest performance ever. Let's be honest, you know, even though it's like a known actor that we know. But, you know, it's okay, you know, it's not all about like judging people on their acting and shit. As long as there's fucking people getting murdered in front of me, I'll be fucking happy, you know. So that's the way I deal with this. So yeah, really cool stuff in here. I'm very curious on checking those other 2 films out. And next up, before I get into some other stuff that I won from another contest, got Johnny Dickey's Slaughter Tales, which is a love letter to Sean video films by Johnny Dickey. Ironically, he actually started shooting this, I think when he was 13 years old. So, yeah, really cool shit. A lot of shout outs to movies that he loves. Like there's a Street Trash shout out. Of course, the theme music from Video Violence actually plays in like a scene of this movie. And I was like taken back by it, because I love the theme for Video Violence. It's one of the most iconic like shot in video themes in my opinion. So yeah, really cool shit, you know. For, you know, he made this at 13, so even if you don't like the movie, you still have to fucking give respect to the respect is due. He made like a full length like movie, even though it's in like an anthology format, which kind of makes it a little bit more easier to do this type of movie at that age. But he made a fucking movie and put it out. So with that being said, all kudos to Johnny Dickey, and you know, some cool effects. You know, there's like some stop motion shit that happens out of nowhere in that movie. I was like, that's fucking cool. And last up for the DVDs, one of these from my good friend Dave, Mr. Parker. Yeah, got some Tempe video stuff in, of course. Unfortunately, Tempe is closing its doors in March. So, I think March. Yeah, so that's fucking sad. You know, this is the last month if you want to pick up anything. You know, I think. Yeah, and they put out some good shit. Most of these are J.R. Bookwalter films that I'd never seen before. Polymorph. Yeah, look at that fucking thing. That looks cool. Ozone. I'm gonna check out all these actually. And The Sandman, which is a later day J.R. Bookwalter film, I think. Yeah, and I think I've seen a trailer for this, to be honest, but I'm curious to see how this fucking one goes, you know, guys. You know. And then finally, Bloodletting, which is a film that I heard multiple reviews on it. I never got to check it out, and I'm very curious on it now. It's definitely one that looks like I'm going to fucking dig and enjoy, you know. So, yeah, I can't wait to check this one out, to be honest. I might throw this on right now after this, but I say that about every movie because I just love movies. That's it for the DVDs. I'm going to show something else at the end of this, just because I'll be able to show it in this video and not the Blu-ray video, because that's a whole other fucking beast on its own. So I'm going to show you some shit right now, guys. Are you ready for this? Picked up a book. Yes, I love reading books, and I picked up Shiver, which is a manga short series collection by Junji Ito. Oh, yeah. I actually, if you watch any some videos, I actually got Rob VHS 82. I think that's his name. I'll leave the link below. But, if I miscorrected that, sorry, Rob. But, I actually got him a copy of this with his unboxing. And I picked up a copy for myself, actually, after the fact that I picked up a few copies of this. Because, Junji Ito is a horror writer and a creator of some iconic characters. Of course, his most famous creation is Tomie, which there's actually a Tomie story inside this collection. I'm not sure if it's in the actual collection that I own. Also, I might have to go and look over there. But I love Junji Ito shit, and there's some good shit in this one. I read 2 of the stories so far. Used Record. And what was the name of the other one? Oh, the actual Shiver story that this anthology is named after. Yeah, Junji Ito is a guy that, if you want to get into horror manga shit, grab one of his collections. I say, grab this one, and I know he has a new one actually coming out that I'm excited for. Check out his shit. It's fucking so good. Yes, Junji Ito, love him. I love all the Tomie shit. I actually just marathoned 2 movies the other day, Tomie. So, yeah, with that being said, that's it for this part of the video, guys. I'll be back once I've uploaded this one and record the other one. I'll be back with the Blu-ray Izzles. So I'll see you then. Peace out.